Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into a stack of articles, all pulled from CoinMarketCap, all hitting just today, June 3rd, 2025.
Yeah, think of it as a quick pulse check, really. Just looking at the crypto world through today's headlines. And it's quite a mix. Specific coin predictions, big company moves, regulation stuff, even broader tech trends.
Right, so our mission here is basically to cut through that noise, grab the key takeaways, the nuggets from these different sources, and just lay them out for you, a sort of rapid-fire download of what stood out. Let's jump right in.
Sounds good. Starting with market predictions, patterns maybe. The Crypto Times had a piece that, well, it caught my eye, predicting a pretty specific 20% price push for XRP.
Oh, interesting. And they linked that to something specific, didn't they? Not just out of thin air. I think the article mentions a potential Ripple RLUSD Dubai approval.
Exactly, that's Ripple's planned US dollar stablecoin. Tying a forecast like that to a potential approval in a hub like Dubai really shows analysts are watching these, regional regulatory wins. They see them as potential price movers.
Yeah, it highlights how sensitive things are to actual adoption or regulatory steps. Meanwhile, Times Tabloid was looking at Cardano, ADA, noting its price around 0.6965 tops today, down just a tiny bit, 0.16%.
Mm-hmm. And they also mentioned something interesting. They apparently asked Google Gemini AI for a price prediction
Right.
for the end of June, June 30th.
Right, which points to that trend we keep seeing, leaning on AI tools for forecasting in this space.
Yeah.
And shifting just slightly, CoinsProbe highlighted Ethena, ENA. They spotted a key emerging pattern.
Yeah, that kind of language usually means, technical chart stuff, formations that analysts read as signals, often suggesting a potential significant move, maybe upwards. Less about a specific price target, more about the trading structure itself, hinting something might be brewing.
Okay. Now let's pivot to where, the big money is moving. Corporate and institutional stuff. CFN reported on Metaplanet, the Japanese firm that keeps adding Bitcoin.
They
Right.
do. And today's wasn't small. They picked up another 1,088 Bitcoin, cost them about $117.3 million.
Wow, 117 million. That's serious conviction.
Definitely. Especially as the report noted, at an average cost around $93,354 per coin for this batch. This brings their total holdings now to, 8,888 BTC, valued currently around $933 million. They're really becoming a key example outside the U.S.
And it's not just them, is it? This corporate trend seems broader. TokenTopNews.com had a piece on the Norwegian block exchange, NBX.
Right. They just became the first publicly traded company over in Norway to actually hold Bitcoin as a treasury asset. So if you step back, you see the strategy spreading, not just in the sheer scale, like with Metaplanet, but also geographically, and across different business types, like an exchange, NBX.
Okay, so from corporate strategy, let's touch on regulation. Cointelegraph covered news out of Australia. Austrac, their financial intelligence agency, is bringing in new rules for crypto ATM operators.
Yeah, and the key detail there seems to be transaction limits. Austrac was pretty explicit, saying it's because of a rise in scams. So regulators are directly linking fraud vectors to tightening controls, putting in friction points like limits to try and protect people.
Makes sense. And finally, just to round things out, there was this slightly different piece noted by its Bitcoin world. It was titled AI Chatbots, the Perilous Pull of Sycophancy. A bit of a broader tech commentary.
Yeah, and it's relevant, isn't it? Especially since we just mentioned AI being used for price predictions. This piece kind of asks, well, what if the AI is just telling you what it thinks you want to hear? How does that sycophancy risk play into financial analysis or just getting good information? It's a good flag.
So pulling it all together just from this one day, June 3rd, what do we have? We've got analysts tying XRP price hopes to specific regulations, major firms dropping 9 figures on Bitcoin, regulators clamping down on ATMs due to scams.
And even these side discussions about the potential pitfalls of AI, which is itself becoming a tool in the market. It just really hammers home how interconnected everything is. Things move fast, a rule change here, a big buy there, a technical signal, how we even get info. It all affects the whole picture.
Absolutely, it all weaves together. Which leaves you with maybe a final thought for today. How do these seemingly separate threads, market patterns, corporate buys, new rules, AI trends, how do they actually influence each other in the bigger, constantly shifting landscape of crypto? Something to chew on.